What's up guys, Julian here, the face cam is back, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make hard techno trance in the style of Clair, VCL, Jaess, that style. As usual, you can get the full project files, samples, MIDI, presets, everything from this video is available right at the top of the description on my website. Definitely go grab that if you haven't already. It's a really great way to support me, plus you get this really awesome template, as well as the samples, MIDI, presets, and the project file. Literally everything you need to make a super solid track is available right at the top of the description. Go grab it, don't miss out, and let's dive in. So, we're on 152 BPM, a lot faster, but that's the groove for the style. And the first thing we have here is our kick. So it's pretty simple, it's just two layers. We have a high layer, so you can see it's this kick, and then we're taking just the mids and highs. It's like this fat, punchy kick. And then we also have this kick, which is super fat and punchy too, but it had a lot better low end. So we're taking just the lows from that. And then on the groove here, I have a little bit of drum bus actually just blended on there. So here's without that. And then with it. You can hear it's a little bit, it's only 10%. But it just kind of glues the whole thing together and makes it really fat without being too much. And then also we're just converting it to mono. Then we have the bass line. So yeah, you can hear that with the kick. The bass is made up of two layers. So we have our main sub, and then this little dun, 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 almost like a donk bass. So, the sub is made, these are both just playing one note, right? It's just this one long held out F. Right? We're just trying to create a really steady bass note, no like chord progression or anything like that. This is a really simple sound. It's just a square wave inside of operator here with a low pass filter. That's it. And then what makes this one interesting is we have this utility here. And I wanted to kind of shape it like it's being sidechained to the kick, but just with a little bit more control. So I actually just took the utility, and you can just literally just like one quarter note here, and then just duplicate it over a bunch of times like that. And yeah, and then I also have this EQ here, which is just cutting out everything below 30 hertz. You can't really hear lower than that, but it just kind of clears out a little bit of space. And then for this bass, this is made with operator as well, so this is a square wave with a sine wave and a saw wave on top of it. No FM though, because it's got that. You can see we have this arpeggiator here, which is just doing straight eighth notes. We also have a low pass filter with a little bit of an envelope. So that's how you get the sound. You can ignore that. And then we have that same utility on here. And then a high pass filter, because you don't want this to get in the way of the main bass. And there's the low end. And you can hear how much of the track that is, right? Like, you know, you're hearing this big, full sounding track. But really, like, at least 50 or 60% of what you're hearing is just from this. Right? So then we have the drums. So honestly, pretty straightforward, ravey sort of techno drums. We have our main hi-hat, which is this layer. With this layer, like this is good, but it doesn't quite have that to it, so that's where this extra one comes in. We have our snare, which is made, so it's a 909 clap with a 909 snare, a little tiny bit of reverb. You don't need that much, because then when you distort it, the distortion compresses it, so it kind of like squashes these two together, and you get this really cool sound of the clap and the snare coming together, plus the reverb gets compressed a little bit too. So that little bit goes a long way. So here's without any distortion. See, it's very, and then one. And the second one really makes it that just big, super full, just. And then we also have this. Just like a nice little shaker loop, you know, very housey, kind of gives it like a. Just a lot more rhythm there. And yeah, then we have the synth. So, it starts with this lead right here. This is, so for the notes here, we're in the key of F minor. And if you look at this musically, It's actually all very simple F minor stuff. There's one note that's actually kind of breaking the scale a little bit, which I will show you. So you can see, okay, so for example here we have our root note, our 5th, our 6th, our minor 7th, our 4th, another 5th, another 6th, a 4th, or a 5th, a 4th, and then this note here, that F sharp, which is technically not part of the F minor scale. All that other stuff was like, those were the intervals in the scale. This one is not in the scale though. But it just kind of breaks it, but it sounds good. I think it kind of gives it that more like hard, evil, techno, trance kind of vibe that you're going for. And now, this is made with wavetable. It's a saw wave, just with the envelope like that. A bunch of unison, you can see that's all the way up. We got a bit of echo and reverb. Some drum bus, which is being blended on there to add a bit of fatness. It's being sidechained to the main kick. And then I have a high pass filter on there. For the 303, so it's just playing one note, F, just across 2 different octaves. That's the idea with this one. Like, you have the lead moving all around, and then this 303 kind of stays in one place, right? And it remains static. Now, the sound for this one is made with operator. It's a square wave and a saw wave. There's no FM happening, and you can see the square wave is just turned down a little bit quieter than the saw wave. We have a low pass filter, which has a ton of automation on it. You can see just constantly moving that, as well as an envelope and the soft shaper with a high resonance. So that's how you get that like 303 kind of sound. It's the high resonance and then the shaper. We have a little bit of reverb, some drum bus, a high pass filter here so it doesn't get in the way of the bass, and then it's being sidechained to the kick. And then the last synth here is the pad. So, if we're looking at this musically, we're in the key of F minor, and this is actually like this F, like not really an F minor chord, it's 2 of the notes from F minor, because it's F and C, and then C an octave down, right? And then over here, it's like this kind of movement to that. So that's just using the 4th, and then the 6th. Like, these are the root notes. And then you have that underneath it as well, which is just the 5th. So it's not that complicated musically, but it really adds a lot to the like emotion of the track. Right? And it's like that duality where you have this extremely hard techno beat, you know, super fat bass, all that kind of stuff, and then you have like a beautiful emotional pad. And for the sound, this one's made with analog. It's 2 saw waves, detuned a little bit, going into a low pass filter, which has a small envelope and an LFO, just moving it. We have some vibrato and some unison, a bit of chorus, a bit of reverb, my stereo widening rack, which should be on YouTube, the video explaining what that does, a bit of drum bus to give it some more texture, not ashamed to admit that, and then we have a compressor sidechaining into the kick, and then just a high pass filter. And that's it for the pad. And then the last thing that we have down here is just this crash. Just a standard 909 crash, very like 90s techno. You know, something I noticed with these tracks is they have these really frequently. Like, you can even have that every 8 bars. You know, you just get to the end of the loop, and then there's another psh. So, yeah, just having that there. You don't really need any effects, you know, just keep it dry, keep it really nice and punchy. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this full project file, samples, MIDI, presets, the entire template is available right in the top of the description on my website. Definitely go grab it there. This really helps support me. If you guys enjoyed these videos, I really don't make that much off of YouTube, especially with all the time I've put into studying these tracks. But I've put, honestly, so much time into studying this stuff and understanding it and getting it ready for you guys. So you can benefit from all that work. Just grab the template in the top of the description. I'm telling you, this is a really solid thing that's going to help you take your tracks to the next level. Plus, it really helps support me. Thank you so much for the support, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.